go. Main thing in the beginning, the information you're going to learn today is protected. A lot of things, if you're new to me, you're going to learn a lot of things you've never heard before. I always tell you, get a tablet and a pen. Write it down. Don't take pictures. Don't record. You're not supposed to do it anyway, but you got to get it here. The ultimate goal is getting it in the brain. We have to understand this has to be a routine. Now, the phone number at this office here is toll free. It's 800-510-3338. Write it down, please. That way you have it handy as we go through this process. So let's understand something. You know, when I was a little boy, I ripped out the magazines. All right, first of all, for the mommy and daddy you never got. Then for the houses and the mansions and all the money. You know what? I've been hearing no all my life, probably 1 billion times. But for me, I plan on the problem first. All right, that's how I brought in my first 100,000 at 9.5, 1 million at 14, double billion at 26. How am I doing so far? Let's see if I can help you today. Safety credit, write it down, please. But you've got to understand, based on different types of credit cards, what can be done, what cannot be done. For instance, here's a Venture and a Venture One card. They're each worth $50,000 apiece. That's nice, but here's the problem most people when it comes to personal credit. They act like it was free money until they got jacked up. Next thing is personal credit. You can't write off the interest or the credit card. That kind of sucks. So what happens next is when we talk about corporate credit, not only can we write off the credit, the interest rate, the card, and get a checkbook, we can finance that American dream. Next thing is you're going to get knocked down. What happened to you the last time? Your friend, your family, somebody in your life got you knocked down and took away what you had? I like to think about it called line of defense. You need a backup for a backup. Please write down, never bring the pain home again. Ultimate goal is pretty simple. I think we get knocked down and we're all Humpty Dumptys. But we got to get back up again and again. My little journey has been kind of fun, kind of a pain, and just insane at times. So your journey has just begun with me. All right, don't know where you've been, but I've been doing this for 43 years. Seminars, workshops, and boot camps. So let's get everyone past go. When I was a little boy, I got to be with Mrs. Hope from 3 to 10 years old. Mrs. Hope every morning, 7 days a week, no matter when I was 3 to 9.5 years old, she dropped me off at Redondo Beach Pier at 6:30 in the morning and said, I'll be right here to pick you up at 5. If you're not there, I'm going to leave you there. She was so sweet. She was a she-devil from hell. But the one thing, if I saw her today, I'd say thank you. You scared the hell out of me, so I had to figure it out myself. So let's understand something today. I learned to steal. I learned to beg. Kind of sucked. Let's see how I did after all. I got my Lamborghini collection. Only had 4 of those at a time. Got my Duffy. Got my mansions. I broke world records too. Had some fun with that. I put my race boat in the backyard. I got my helicopter. I got my yachts. And I got my Ferraris too. How'd I do so far? See, this is not to show off. This is to tell you flat out you could do this too. I'm no different than you. The difference is you probably got the mommy and daddy. Hell, I was born in a taxi on the way to Gardena Hospital. And since I was a little boy with a wee-wee, she didn't want me. She didn't give me a girl's name and raise my middle name, then she threw me away. So let's see what I can do for you today. Now, write down Ray's rules so we can have some fun. You know, 43 years ago, I wrote Winning the Game of Business. I had to move 24 times when I was 11 and a half years old. Those people were mean to me on the 1st and the 15th, probably because the rent or the mortgage was due. See, I learned to connect the dots as a kid. I heard of corporations, a legal person at 7.5 years old. At 9.5, I started Helping Hand Industries. It went worldwide. I brought $100,000 in. That was fun. Now, here's what I'd like to do for all of you today. Give me 90 days. I'd like to do the work for you. That's right, I want to do the work for you, teach you how to fish, hold your hand, and I'd like to hold your hand for a lifetime if you allow me to. At every seminar, workshop, and boot camp, you'd be stuck with me. I never passed the buck, but I will guarantee you'll be on your $1 million dream for everybody. We don't want to bring the pain home ever again. Today's the last day of November. That's right, it's the last day. You're running out of time. But again, That's up to you. You see, I'd like to hand you $100,000 personal credit and teach you safety credit, hand you up to $100,000 an ink card, corporate card too. And that way we can finance that business and have some fun. But again, it's going to be up to you if I can get you to listen to me, because some of you know everything. All right, I don't, but when it comes to this, I'm the best on the planet. That's just kind of fun. Now, in 1998, I got written up in Inc. magazine. That was fun, because what I was doing is I was getting $50,000 blue cards, and then I was getting $1 million cards too. That was fun. You see, as it says there in Inc. magazine, use plastic to finance your business. That was fun for me, because that's what I had to do, because I didn't get a raise. I didn't get a mommy and a daddy. I didn't win the lottery. What am I supposed to do? Be like most of you? I don't want to do that. I want you to have $1 million in your pocket and have some fun. By the way, I built $1 million of credit for my cat, just to prove my point. I did it for Monica's cat too. So if I can do it for the cat, I bet you I can do it for you. But can I get you to listen today? Now, this is the 13th day. We got to count down to 0. That means working days left. Look at your calendar today. You got 13 days left to get a corporation. Name it, divisions, everything else from us preparing it for you, getting it to you, and you sending it off. All right, and make sure they file it before the end of the year. But again, that's going to be up to you. You see, one of the things you have to understand today, one of the things about corporations, they talk about fiscal year or calendar year. So if we look at 2020 and 2021, by the way, that could be 2 years. Next year should be blackjack for you. All right, you're a winner if you do it my way, because I can teach you how to play the game and win. Now, some of you, not all of you, when you lost your job the last time or had an emergency, what did you do? You ran out of time, you ran out of money, you jacked up your credit in 42 days and you brought the pain home. Is that true about you? Let's understand something today. You've been using the wrong money anyway. Let's teach you how to play the game. Now, getting to know me is kind of fun. I've been doing this for 43 years. I don't know where you've been, but the reality is I got to teach Ken Yarborough, Security Chief at TRW and Spearman years ago. So please do me a favor. Write down Credit Services Act. I want you to Google it later today and find out about credit repair. All right, the FTC will say they're a scam, not to collect money up front. It'll refer you to the Credit Repair Organization Act. But again, that says attorneys can't do credit repair either. So what are you going to keep doing? Guessing? All right, that's all you've been doing pretty much. Let's get you to the workshop with me every Saturday. Okay, and if you miss one, you get to make it up anyway. It's like Rapid Rescore. Years ago, I created something called Rapid Scoring for your mortgage companies when I was working with Harold Stokes and Ken Yarborough. That's a long time ago. I came up a couple years ago with Rapid Refresh. What it does is it blocks a lot of the crap and it pushes your score up to 820. Is that okay with you? These people had a 500 something, 157 points. By the time I was done, I had them an 820. You want to be next? Let me know. Now, I need you to look at yourself in the mirror today. I'd like you to pull out your Social Security card right now. Ladies, it's probably in your purse next to your feet. Gentlemen, it's probably in your back pocket too. You see, the problem along this is you didn't read the card. I know you're going to say you skimmed it, blah, blah, blah. Let's understand something today. Raise rules. You've got an SSN, Social Security card. You got it because you were told to get that card to go get the job to connect the 1040 tax return, by the way. We're going to connect your dots today. So let's understand, if you read the card you got in front of you, it'll say do not laminate, do not use for ID purposes, do not carry with you. It'll tell you flat out it's not yours. There's the application you filled out when you were a teenager. And all of a sudden, if you look at the card, it says property of Social Administration and not you. Your creditors are not supposed to use it either against you, but they do. So the Rapid Refresh blocks the crap and rebuilds you, if that's okay. Now, I'm the only one who can do it because I invented the process, and I own all the rights too. So if you want me to, I'll build your credit up to make sure you basically never bring the pain home again. Now, me, I like to repackage people. I'm talking house, car, bank account. So let's understand what that means today. I want to clone me into you. I want you to have the rules and the tools. Credit saved my life as a kid, as an adult. Okay, so let's understand something today. Every time I turn around, there's always somebody going, money for a rainy day. I'm sorry to say, that's called blah, blah, blah. You know why? In my life, it doesn't rain, it always pours. Let's think about something today about you. You need $5,000, but you need it now. I mean, right now, you need it today. You asked your friends, your family, you asked the bank, they all said no. If you had a $5,000 credit card like I have in my hand or on the screen, and we classified it as safety credit, and we had to max it out to solve that problem today, the payment is only $50 a month. And by the way, most of you waste that every other day. So you got the ability to listen and learn today. They also say most of you right now, you waste $140 a week. I don't know if that's true. But remember, these are venture cards, or a venture one and a venture card, $50,000 a piece. So that means one thing. If I had to max one of them out, the payment is $612.26. For what the average person wastes every given month, that could have got them 2 pizza restaurants. $24,000 of cash flow. I don't get it. They stay open through COVID-19. Stop wasting money and quit using the wrong money in the first place, too. You got a choice today to listen to me or go back and being stuck. All right? I turn people into millionaires, by the way, and some billionaires, too. Remember what I said? Plan the problem. There's going to be someone who's going to knock you down and try to kiss your assets, too. And they're going to try to take it all away. But if you got safety credit today and you got the line of defense, you can see it, believe, and go get it. All right? You have the ability to never bring the pain home if you listen today. You're going to have to understand, reaching your goals. I reached every goal I ever had by the time I was 26. Under corporate structure, it was only $2 billion, by the way. So bottom line is you have to believe in yourself. I believe in God and I believe in me. See, I always reach my goals. It's like when I broke the world record in 1981 for the highest kick on the planet still to this day. That proves one thing. White men do jump. Just stupid people say we don't. So don't listen to dummies that say you can't do this or that. God gave you a gift and a dream. Go get it, please. That's all you have to do. Remember that SSN? It's supposed to equal a 1040 tax return. That connects the dots for you. That's all it was for. But the creditors and the banks, oh goody. You got your Experian, you got your Equifax, you got your TransUnion too. And what did you do? You jacked up the cards past 29%. You dropped your score and got stuck, couldn't get any more. Is that true about most of you today? You got a choice today. The other thing is why you got an SSN is because we're the collateral for the United States of America Incorporated, by the way, especially ever since Nixon took the gold standard out. So do yourself a favor right now on that tablet and pen. Write down Ray's rules. Then write down, I'd like to get you $100,000 of credit. I don't want you to use more than 29%. I want you to have $71,000 of safety credit in case you lost your job or there's a pandemic. You see, in 2009, I get to die from pandemic number 9. Now we got number 19. What about number 2026? There's going to be another one if you don't plan on it. The problem is you're going to have your safety credit. And what most people do is they take the money and the credit from the family and they roll the dice to start a business, and then they hurt their family almost every time. Do yourself a favor today. Never bring the pain home. You're using the wrong money anyway. So let's teach you how to play. Now, some of you have a corporation before you met me. You paid $3,000 plus and got a stock kit. Oh, goody for you. By the way, they always say that 96% don't do a damn thing at all. Now, we all have a sad story to tell. Boo-hoo, nobody cares anyway. There's me in a coma at 5.5 years old. I hit the curb with my face going 40 miles an hour going plop. You're never going to walk again in your life. Well, guess what? I don't listen to those dummies. I got up anyway. There's me in another coma in 2009. That kind of sucked, too. Because after taking people on my yacht that was parked in my backyard, I get to die at 5:41 on July 5th, 2009. Isn't that fun? Doesn't matter if you got billions of dollars, you still get to die. Then they end up calling it swine flu and pneumonia. First it's pandemic 9, it's COVID-9, then it's H1N1. It seems like they couldn't make up their damn mind. Now there's my yacht, there's my race boat in my backyard. Largest U-Dock in Huntington Harbor. I'm probably the most verified person on the planet. I was the second largest advertiser in Los Angeles for 32 years. So let's understand something today. There's me in that coma. All right, there's the yacht, and the next day I get to die. Kind of sucks. H1N1. Now here's what I had to do. I made a promise in that coma that I'd help people the rest of my life. God gave me another chance to come back and help you. I did get to walk around with an oxygen tank for 5 weeks. All right, but I got pissed off because I didn't have a mommy and daddy to call and say, help me, please. So what did I have to do to feed my family? I put the oxygen tank under my arm like a damn football. I put my credit score back to an 820 because I knew how to seal the record and get back the number that I needed. Then I popped a $1 million credit card. I don't stay down, and if you play with me, I'll teach you everything you don't ever stay down too. But again, you're going to have to listen and learn. Never bring the pain home again, because that's called silly and dumb. God saved me to come help you. You going to pay attention today? You see, now we don't get a do-over. We get to live or die. COVID-19 can wipe us all out. Why don't you wear a mask today? What the heck? If I knew to wear a mask or a bubble around my head versus laying in that hospital being dead in 2009, I would have did that too. But the bottom line is today, you get 1 to 2 choices. You get to live or die. All right? It takes a moment to die and a lifetime to live. Which one are you going to pick? It's going to be up to you. So the bottom line today is pretty simple as we do this. We're going to have some fun. We're going to go chase the money. I love money. It's one of my top 10. Not my top 5, but my top 10. You see, for money, all right, it does a couple things for me. All right, I got a total recall and an IQ off the chart. So if I close my eyes and I think about being 3, I'll see that trash can or begging and stealing, and I can actually smell it today. So money to me is pretty simple for me. I don't have to beg or steal. I can feed my family, pay my bills. I can help people like you if you listen today. So the money is not a problem. Now, 9 out of 10 people hate their job anyway. Okay, we're getting older, slower. We're not as pretty as we used to be. Go back to the job you hate. It's okay. Eventually, they're going to fire you anyway. Then you're going to drive an Uber and deliver some damn pizza. True? Now, I live by the Bible and I live by my books. So let's think about it and go back in time a little bit. I got to be with Mrs. Hope from 3 to 10 years old. Every Wednesday night, they had a poker game. I stood outside the pantry. It was actually my bedroom at the time, and I wrote my little notes. They thought I was kind of weird. Probably true. The next day, I went to the library next to the Torrance Police Department. I asked the lady, could you help me, please? I said, she goes, here's a microfiche, here's a buck. I read the book. At the end of that day, I got so upset I was pissed off. You see, here's the problem. Some of you bought a book, How to Make Money, or some secrets or some blah, blah, blah. You got to read someone else's story. At the end of the day, if they're not handing you the money or the cash, I think it's all BS. So I got mad that day. I got pissed off, by the way. And what I do when I get pissed off, I take it internally and figure out, okay, if it doesn't have a way, I got to figure it out for me. So I created what's called the Millionaire's Founders Kit. Then I got the real estate system too, and the financial system as well. Don't forget, I wrote Winning the Game of Business 43 years ago. So if you ever want to know how I brought in that 100,000, all right, there's a book of nonprofit there. If you ever want to know how I did the $1 million at 14, it's there too, or the double billion at 26. And understand, before the coma, I had $841 million of real estate before the coma. But then I lost all that because my life got destroyed. So let's understand what we get to do today. When Credit Hotline closed down their office in March because of COVID-19, pretty simple thing happened that day. All right, we went into the warehouse and found out they had books and CDs of mine. All right, so if you ever want the 1,000 rules and tools right there, the Millionaire's Founders Kit. All right, the real estate system too. All right, I created Homestead Blocker, UCC, one of the Chattel Mortgage too. Don't forget, Buckets of Money. I like that one. It's one of my favorite ones. So understand, this is a corporation, and these are divisions and subdivisions too. By the way, I wrote the rules in 1986. So what happens today is pretty simple. If you want the blueprint A to Z, all right, it's in those books and CDs. The office likes to sell for about $1,000. That's not too bad. They make a commission. But today, if you did it through me, all right, what you do is you get all 18 books and CDs for $299. Yes, it's half price today. That just covers basically the shipping and handling too. So the bottom line is why we use Zell is pretty simple. I believe it's the safest thing on the planet. because I've had to deal with merchants for years, how they get hacked and get screwed up all over the place. So this way I think we're going to protect you by letting you Zell wire deposit today. The ultimate goal is to protect their privacy. What you might want to do is take a picture of that page right there, Zell wire deposit today, if you want the 18 books and CDs at half price. What you would do is you would email ray@rayscredit.com, attention Gina. That way she gets it shipped today. Bottom line is I want to rebuild every one of you. All right, I want to do the rapid rescore, the credit lines, the corporate articles too, the book CDs, and I want you stuck in my classes with me. Remember, on Saturday, I do up to 9 classes. Now, write down, please, every card you got in your purse or wallet today, make sure they're at 25 to 29%. If you jack it up, you drop your score, get stuck, can't get any more. If you ever want an 820 credit score, let your personal credit be safety and let it be boring. Don't let it fluctuate at all. The main thing you have to do is qualified CFO. All right, I'll add you to my dashboard so you become a qualified millionaire CFO, by the way. The bottom line is like a gold card. You're going to have to listen and learn. These cards are great, gold or platinum, as long as they're paid over time and you understand how to use them, not abuse them. What happens is pretty simple. The points that you actually gather per year will pay that fee for that card times 3. So the most thing you need to think about is this. Would you like one of the cards? All right, what happens is I get you a card, add you to the dashboard, then I can teach you how to daisy chain it to 9 more, or I can get you 10 more cards too. Would you like up to $1 million? It's up to you. Now, one of the things that I always do based on this here is I build up the gold card for you for $999. But what I always do with this is I add a phone call, because once you get that card, I want to talk to you personally so you don't screw it up. I have a 100% success rate, and I want to maintain that. So here's the Zell wire deposit if you wanted that today. Ultimate goal, again, you would basically email Gina. Ultimate thing for you is to understand when at 4 points of money, me making money, it's fun. First, we're going to talk about real estate. Let's go get millions of dollars. Maybe a duplex, a fourplex, an apartment complex, maybe a fixer-up too. Now, the next thing is, what about a franchise? If I was to get a franchise today, I'd say let's get a pizza. They stay open through COVID-19. Maybe a McDonald's, a Taco Bell, or Wendy's too, and they got the beef, of course. From there, profit sharing. Next thing we got to think about is leveraging money and credit. I wrote 84 ways to do that because I used to be the incorporator for rich and famous people for years. I can get 99 more cards. If I did that, that's up to $100 million. That's probably too much for you. So let's teach you 3 or 4 ways anyway. It's all you're going to need anyway. Now remember, I said house, car, bank account. So here's a Lamborghini. If you look around today, you'll see rich and famous people driving company cars. All right, they write it all off, but not you. You're getting your paycheck. Oh, that's good. It's already been taxed. You get the leftover. You pay for a car you should not. Then you take the money and credit from the family, roll the dice, and say, honey, let's hurt the family some more. I don't get it. Why would you ever drive a car that's registered to you? That makes you the duck. Why don't you have a company car under tax ID at fleet price? I mean, today, if you look at your paycheck, they call that taxable income, do they not? You're paying the payment, the gas registration, and the insurance. When the corporation can write it all off, why don't you say the word no? Why don't you let me teach you how to get a car at fleet price and tax ID? Stop being the duck. The bottom line has got to be up to you. Now, here's an SS4. You see, I know you're going to say, I can get it online. Good for you. Did you read the form at all? Line 10 says banking and credit purposes. Do you understand the SSN was not for that? The SS4 is for that? And the average person complaining about rich and famous people? I think they complain because they don't know how to play. So if we look at line 10, it says banking and credit purposes. Let's go get some cash credit today. We get to write off the interest rate in the card too. So what happens next is pretty simple. Take that piece of paper, tablet, and pen you got in front of you. Write down a square, put an SS4 in it, draw a line, call it the line of defense, and let's get 3 more. Now here's a problem with most people. getting them to listen in the first place. See, today when you drive through the city you live in right now, you're going to see a Chase, Wells Fargo, B of A, U.S. Bank closed down, or a grocery store too. They bankrupt that piece, they wrote it off on their taxes, and they're still in business today. But what did you do? You brought the pain home and screwed it all up. Understand something today. I wrote the rules in 1986. All right, how to set up the line of defense. Never bring the pain home. That way, if a piece gets screwed up, we keep the other pieces today. But again, you got 13 days left. All right, you're wasting time. But again, that's up to you. I don't control the calendar, neither do you. So let's think about something today. If you allowed me to, as an affiliate, to build credit for you under the SS4, you'd get an Experian, an Equifax, and a TransUnion too. All right, and you get to write it all off. Wouldn't that be kind of fun? Now, the reason why we have to do this, understand something, and I want you to understand, I'm very blunt. Out of 100 customers, out of 100 customers, all right, we usually have 6 that screw it up. What does that mean? That means when I add them to a dashboard, they get the invitations like this. And what do? They go clickety-clack. Just like Michael did the other day. I got him a $5,000 Spark card to start us out for corporation. But again, he went on his own and got one for $2,000 and screwed that up too. The bottom line is, I'm the best, and I know it, and I can build anybody. But remember, not everybody likes me, but heck, not everybody likes you. So I got a basically 100% success rate if you listen. But I will get 6 out of 100 that screw it up. Now, that's not my fault. That's because those dummies don't listen to me. I offer to still help them, but they think they know it all. Oh, well, today, write down SS4 times 4. Don't name a corporation after you, please. That makes you the duck. Don't name it what it does. Set up the line of defense. Why? Because something's going to screw up anyway. Real estate. All right, franchise, current business. If you allow me to, I can get you up to a $100,000 card or a $1 million card too, or you want both. Let me know. The reality is most of you spend thousands on a bunch of crap, and you don't have anything to show for it anyway. Why don't you invest in yourself today? I try to give you $100,000 of personal credit, but remember, we got to know what card can do which and what. You can't write off these cards or interest rate at all. So personal credit has to be reclassified as safety credit. You never hurt your family. You never bring the pain home. All right, Ray's rules are pretty simple. I make millionaires and billionaires. Would you like to be next? An SSN equal to 1040. SS4 says banking and credit purposes. We get to do exactly what the IRS allows us to because they made up the rules. There it is for you. There it is. Which one are you going to pick? You're going to have them both, but we got to play the game the way the IRS wrote the rules and tools. How to play the game. Now, if all you want today from me is an 820 credit score, okay, I'll rebuild your credit. I'll do the rapid rescore, put you in some classes too. The office sells it for $9.98. But today, you're going to get half price off. Is that okay with you? You're going to get a $5,000 cash card back to you, and I'm going to charge you $4.99. That's pretty simple, and it's guaranteed too. So the ultimate thing is if you want to kind of upgrade it to the starter package, to the Millionaire package. Now, what I'm going to do here is still the 820. I'm going to give you the articles, the oscillus, and the tax ID. But then I'm going to put you in classes for 90 days. I want you to remember something. Every time you watch your favorite movie, you can say the lines before they do. If I put you in the setup class for 90 days, you get the lesson learned and put it here. Nobody can take it away from you. Level 1, how to set up the divisions and the line of defense 2. So remember that today. The office sells this because I give basically $10,000 of credit with this package. They sell for $1,999. But today you get half price. It's Cyber Monday. So what that means to you today, if you did it right away, it's $999, flat out. All right, you get all those goodies and $10,000 of credit back to you. That's 10 times your investment. The ultimate is the Millionaires in the Making, my favorite one. Why? Because I always give people up to $25,000 of credit with this. The office sells it for almost $4,000. But again, I want to make sure you understand today, because it's Cyber Monday, it's $1,999 today, and you get $25,000 of cash credit too. You see, I want to take away all your excuses because I want to play with you for 90 days. I'm praying for a lifetime. There's how you use Zell wire deposit. Now, this is only good this morning with me on the webinar. And what do? You email Gina and let her know. Now, if you do get referrals to us, I add $1,000 more credit for you. And it doesn't matter what they buy, as long as they buy something from me. The ultimate goal is this. If you're watching me on Google, Facebook, and YouTube, that's kind of fun, but you're missing the PowerPoint in front of me. You might want to go to raiswebinar.com, get the full overview, and stop bringing the pain home. You see, what I heard at 7.5 years old is right in front of you. Chapter 18, corporations, not legal advice at all. It says a corporation is a legal person. Let's understand it has more rights than you and me. So the ultimate goal is this. The United States of America Incorporated, they set up their line of defense too. Every state's a corporation, but not you. The next thing is the state did, they set up those cities. Every city's a corporation too, because they planned if there was a problem. They even invented a Chapter 9 bankruptcy too. See, they set up the line of defense. It's your turn to do it too. But again, you got to remember one thing flat out. You are we the people. This is your constitutional right. The problem is 96% set it up, don't know what to do next. I want to be there next. I want to play. I want to make sure you don't bring the pain home anymore. Nixon took the gold standard out, gave him the key to the printing press. So remember, you and me, we got our SSN as a teenager. Yeah, because we were told to, like a bunch of sheep. Then we got our job. I don't know if you know this until now, but that connected to the 1040 tax return. That's all it was supposed to do in the first place. But here's Mama. Mama had a baby this morning. Do you know the hospital is federally mandated? They can't release the baby or Mama until Mama signs the SSN form for the baby? Isn't that kind of crazy? The baby's not getting a job today, but they got to know how much more money to print. Mama and the baby can't go in the stroller and the car seat can't go home until Mama signs the SSN form. Remember, the SSN is for safety credit. We don't use it and abuse it and act like it's free money. Corporations, we get an SS4. We get all the credit. And basically, we what? Set up divisions and subsidiaries too. We got to set up the line of defense because there's always something going to go wrong. You got to plan on it, just like they did. So stop bringing the pain home. If Donald Trump can do it, so can you. If rich and famous people can do it, so can you. If cities can file bankruptcy and stay in business, so can you. See, they're all corporations today. Isn't it your turn to play the game and win too? But again, I got to get you to listen to me. Don't worry, on Saturday at 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, I'm the one who does the status updates with you. I might ask you to do one or two things. Can you follow through? You see, let's look at Mickey. I love Mickey Mouse. I love Disney. It's great. You see, they filed bankruptcy 7 times in the past. They never basically brought the pain home. You know what they did recently? Because they know how to play? They got $1 billion in the bank, and they didn't want to pay any tax at all. So they wrote themselves an IOU. They wrote it themselves. You see, they had to pay no tax on $1 billion. And guess what? If Mickey can do this, so can you. Again, we got to think about personal credit being safety. Over here, what we got to do is get some cash credit. I know online you'll see, all right, trade line crap, or you'll see you don't need to guarantee that crap too. Excuse me. In the beginning, we're talking cash credit for the corporation. Cash is king and queen. We get to write off the interest rate in the card. Then we're going to talk about 9 lines of credit to a checkbook. Then we'll think about supply credit, vendor credit, marketing credit, lease credit, and gas cards too. We got to get the cash first. See, you got to realize I got to make you a qualified CFO, Chief Financial Officer. It's kind of like the gold cards I love. They're fun. The only card that does not affect your score from going up and down, the 29% rule doesn't affect it at all, as long as it's paid over time. Would you like one of these? I'll build it up for you for $999. I'll even show you how to push it up to $1 million. From there, I want to give you a phone call with me when you get the card because I don't want you to screw it up. It's too important this way. And again, why do we use Zell? To protect you and me. There's a Zell wire deposit. It's all you got to do today. And then whatever you Zell for, deposit for, email Gina. Let her know what we need to fill for you and make you happy. And if you want the credit rebuilding program, it's pretty simple today. Instead of $998, I'm giving you half price off today. $499 and a $5,000 cash card back to you. Now what excuse you got? It's even guaranteed in writing for you. Starter package up to the million? Okay, let's give you $10,000 of credit. Let's give you half price on that today too. So 10 times the investment of getting you $10,000 and all the goodies and the classes with me, it'll cost you $999 today. It's a one-time opportunity. Millionaires in the making, kind of fun. The only difference on this one, instead of $4,000, it's going to cost you $1,999 today. You're going to get $25,000 of cash credit through the program with me, and we get to have fun together and get to know each other too. $1,999 to you today, this morning, Zell wire deposit. If you don't, sorry, opportunity just passed you by. Now, when I studied Mr. Buffett's father, then I studied him. The man owns 100 companies and his favorite 10. The bottom line is he's playing the game. Why aren't you? Why don't you play and win too? Let's roll the dice. You're next. That's all you got to do. As an affiliate, I would tell you don't use authorized user because that's crap. And don't get trade lines. It just gets in the way. It does not work at all. You got the ability to listen and learn. Let me make you a qualified CFO, please. Let me rebuild every one of you. Again, I don't want you to mess up when I add histories because 6 out of 100, all right, always screw it up because you're going to get a lot of green lights when I add histories and rapid rescore you. When you get these, ignore them, please. I don't want you to crash or rapid or screw up everything I'm going to do for you. I want to make sure you understand. I'm the guy that invented 113 ways to daisy chain credit years ago. I can turn these into 99 more if you want. But that's up to 100 million. That's a little too much for you. Now remember something today. We got to do exactly what the IRS says we have to do. The only thing you can write off is the interest rate on the card is corporate credit. So we've got to understand and raise rules and tools so we can get past go. The ultimate goal is C. It's up to you. Now here we got a couple bars going to prison because every once in a while we get one of these people called crooks. They like to jack it up and don't want to pay it back. So do not defraud or rip anybody off because I'd have to testify, get you in a court of law. So let's understand this today. There's 3 divisions that just floated in front of you. Here's a corporation. Listen carefully. You never let your corporation do business. If you do, that's called stupidity. Because when that corporation gets sued, screwed, and takes away everything you got, corporation gets credit. That's it. It's a management company. Because we're going to do this my way, how I created millionaires and billionaires. You're going to manage the divisions. That's what's going to happen today. Because the divisions are the line of defense. By the way, they're also the ducks. If one screws up, we're getting rid of that damn piece. What are we going to do? We're going to do the 3-step. Exactly, you can call it the Donald Trump, the Wells Fargo, the city, rich and famous people too. We're going to do exactly what they got to do because that's the rules. We're going to disconnect, isolate, incorporate. If I can't save the piece, okay, sorry, I tried. I'm going to bankrupt the piece, keep the other pieces, and never bring the pain where? Home. Why would I want to bring the pain home? That's called stupidity. It's kind of like when you bought your house. Sorry to say, I'd probably tell you did it wrong anyway. Ray's rules are pretty simple. Escrow, close. Escrow, homestead. Escrow, put it in a trust. Remember, I said house, car, bank account, remember? So let's understand something today. If your assets are not in a trust today, when somebody sues you, they just take it all away. And when you die, it's stuck into probate. So your family got diddly squat. Let's go fix up that property because it's more fun. Now you're going to hire what? A contractor. Oh, goody. The contractor is going to hire the subcontractors that stand outside Home Depot. Good workers. But they're going to cut corners. They're going to slip and fall and sue you and take everything you got today because you didn't listen to me. I'd like you to think about quit claiming every property you ever get to a division. I'd like you to do an assignment of equity. So at the end of the day, they can't sue you at all. What they'd actually get is diddly squat. Is that okay with you? So let's understand something today. That's why I want you to do workshops with me for up to 3 months, because it's fun. By the way, today, why don't you Google irrevocable trust? That's the one I would pick if I was you, but that's up to you at the end of the day, too. You see, what we got to realize is we got to fix up that property today still. Now, some people, they like to play peekaboo and make a mess with the IRS. Understand, the IRS is the rules. Understand this. They're the rules. We have to follow the rules. Corporations don't pay tax till they make a profit. The ultimate goal. Now, if you screwed up trying to play peekaboo with the IRS and make a mess, why don't you go to irs.gov? Why don't you get in the forgiveness program and download a form called 656 of 433A and B? Get your COVID-19 check. Get your butt back in the system today. Now, let's remember something. We still got to fix up that property. I want you to have divisions the way I planned it and designed in '86. I want you to be able to go to the manufacturer, save up to 70+%. By the way, I'm the original OPM. So this means you're not going to pay a bill for 30 to 60 to 90 days anyway. We're going to use their money to fix up the property today. Now, escrow closed, escrow pays off the debt. Now you got up to $200,000. Don't act like you're rich because you're not. Have you ever had $10,000 to $100,000 in the past? And some of you pissed it away and you're broke today? Write down raised rules, please. Leveraging money. Taxable, borrowed money's not taxable. Set up the line of defense. Now let's understand, before my cum in 2009, my office at Irvine Spectrum was only 22,000 square feet. I had other locations too, doing $1 million plus a day, helping people like you. You see, at 9 o'clock every morning, the bank would be at the office in person or on the phone going, "Ray, what can I do for you today?" See, the banks always kiss your assets when you got money. If you don't have a pot to piss in, they don't know your name. So let's teach you how to leverage some money and have some fun. Remember, the banks borrow from the feds times 10. If you did it my way, you get times 5. That could be up to $3 million. Remember, borrowed money's not taxable. I'd take $2 million of that, go get a McDonald's today. You want a Big Mac or fry and a chocolate shake? Let me know. You see, the ultimate goal is beating your own doubt, running your own race. But with me, I'm going to repackage everything you do, and I'd like to play with you till the day I die, or you too. You see, I want to be a coach longer than 90 days for you. But again, I won't show anything I never got myself. I don't like blah, blah, blah. So I can show you the mansions, the helicopters, the yachts too. Got to get you past go, because I think people get stuck. So the ultimate goal is this: God's gift. This is one of the mansions I had before the coma. By the way, there's the race boat, and there's the yacht. Where you park yours again? You see, again, it's kind of fun. I love the helicopter, the Lamborghini, and the building too. Now, I want you to listen very carefully, because I want you to change your driver's license. Yeah, I want you to change the address. Could you do that for me, please? You wrote a check the other day. You're over here. You pulled out your driver's license. And you're not home. So guess what? They're going to go rob your house while you're watching that movie or something. Why don't you change the address to a mailbox or P.O. Box 2, a mailing address? Just pick something, please. I want you to protect your privacy. I want you to protect your ass. And never bring the pain home. California, we got the Schaefer bill. All states have the Driver's Privacy Protection Act too. Pick one. It's up to you. You see, how did you buy your car the last time you bought one? You let someone sweat you for hours on end. You lost up to $5,000 up to 9 inquiries too. When they handed you that application and says, "We need your permission to run your credit," next to your signature, you should have wrote down, "This does allow 1 inquiry." You should have took a picture. But again, you don't seem to want to learn the rules and tools sometimes. Here's the problem. You're driving a car today and you're the registered owner. That makes you the duck. Why aren't you driving a car under a tax ID and fleet price? See, that's what makes sense to me. What if today, hypothetically, you went to the bank or the grocery store and you accidentally bumped someone's car, a little bumpity bump? The other person's going to act like they got whiplash. They're going to die. They want their free ride today. So what happens? The next question to you is driver's license, insurance, registration, please. The driver's license, get your home address on it. Oh, goody. The insurance, by the way, a corporation could pay for it and write it all. From there, you're the registered owner. By the way, that makes you the Doug. They're going to call when these nasty attorneys on TV. They're going to sue you and take everything you got today. I think you might want to basically protect your assets. So if you go to my workshops, I'll hold your hand for 3 months plus. I'd like the registered owner to be a division and not you. At the end of the day, I really want them to get diddly squat. I want you to protect you and your family. But that's up to you too. Remember that square right here? An SS4? Line of defense, 3 more 2. What happens if one happens with one of those pieces? Just like the grocery store or the bank do, we're going to use the rules and the tools that I wrote in 86. Set up the line of defense, never bring the pain where? Home ever again. Now, what did I do on July 3rd, 2009? Well, I took the yacht from my backyard, the largest U-dock in Huntington Harbor. There's the address. You can check it out for yourself. I said fill it up. It was $1,600. I wrote off the card, the interest rate, and the yacht, too. The next day, I get to lay there in a coma and get ready to die because someone came on my yacht with swine flu pneumonia and tried to kill me. You see, I walked around with an oxygen tank for 5 weeks. Put my score back to an 820 because I knew how to seal the record that day. Then I popped a $1 million credit card. Once I get you to CFO and you understand personal credit safety and you do what I tell you to do, you will never bring the pain home ever again. God's using me to help you today. You going to pay attention? I made my promise. That's why I'm here for you. I named my son and my daughter after me. The Reynolds University. My legacy is going to live on. It's pretty simple. You got 13 days left. You better be on the phone today with us. But that's up to you too. You see, there's a Lamborghini in a building, all purchased through tax ID. Reaching the dream. Think and be the impossible, please. I've done it all my life. Raise rules and tools. 20,000 of these. Like I said in the beginning today, give me 90 days, please. That's all you gotta do. I'd like to do the work for you. That way you can learn here, step by step, how to do it as well. $1 million dream. Main thing is that every seminar, workshop, and boot camp, you're stuck with me. I never pass the buck. You can trust a written guarantee. It's in writing, or your money back. I got no hesitation at all because I can rebuild anybody. Motivation is great. I love it and I listen to it every day. But at the end of the day, if they're not handing me the money and the credit, I kind of think it's blah, blah, blah. You see, you got a story to tell too. I'd like to get you an 820 credit score, if you allow me to, up to $100,000 of personal credit, called safety credit. I'd like to get you a corporation and divisions up to $1 million of credit too. I want you to stop being stuck. And if you're wondering what's next, it's pretty simple. It's me. All right, raise rules, 20,000, you and me for 90 days, if not more. The ability to make sure you understand the rules and the tools. Like I said in the beginning today, I want to clone me into you. I want to repackage your house, your car, your bank account too. Ultimate goal for you. It's pretty simple today. It's like when I wrote those books and CDs for all the clients too. The ultimate thing today, if you want the 18 books and CDs, normally the sales team sells it for $9.98 and $9.99. Today, you can get 18 books and CDs, listen 24/7 to me, all right, for $299. It's basically half price that I normally would do. Zell wire deposit. Again, you would email ray@rayscredit.com and attention Gina. That's up to you. Now, if all you want me to do from now on or today is get you up to an 820, all right, rapid rescore and credit building too, normally it's $9.98. Today, you get it half price. I'm going to get you a $5,000 cash credit card, 10 times your investment, and I'm going to charge you $499. Now, if you want to get the starter package to the Millionaire, I got to add the articles, the ops list, the tax ID, and 3 months of setup class and level 1, setting up the divisions for you. The office normally sells that for $19.99. Today, it's half price. All right, it's Cyber Monday. You get $10,000 of credit, and it's $999 to you today. If you want Millionaires in the Making, my favorite one, instead of $4,000 today, all right, we're going to hand you $25,000 of cash credit through the program, more than 10 times your investment back to you. And today, $1,999 to you. But this is only if you do it during the webinar with me. Keep in mind the reason we use Zell. I personally believe it's the safest thing on the planet today versus merchants. I want to protect you and me. There's a Zell, there's a wire, there's a deposit. Make sure you have that information today. And basically, Ray@raisecredit.com. Email Gina. That's all you got to do. How did the 14th Amendment make corporations into people? Well, it did. You see, I love the United States of America. I really do. But anything I have ever done in my life, all right, knowing that I had to steal and beg as a kid, I read the directions, all right, or the blueprint 1,000 times. I've got to master the rules and tools. Until I do, I don't feel comfortable at all. The United States of America, incorporated, by the way, they got their 50 corporations called states, and the states got their corporations too called line of defense. They even created a Chapter 9 bankruptcy for cities. Don't you understand? They plan just in case too. The bottom line, it's your turn. Never have joint credit. All right, buy house, escrow close, escrow, homestead, escrow, recorded a trust. Corporation, never name it after you. Don't name it what it does. Get up to $1 million of credit. Set up divisions flat out. Real estate, franchise, current business. The ultimate goal is pretty simple. You need to set up the line of defense. This is how Wells Fargo, B of A, Chase Bank, and all the banks and the grocery stores do, because if one goes bad, you know what they do? They bankrupt the piece, they write it off on their taxes, and they still get to win. Isn't it your turn to learn Ray's rules and tools too? But it's up to you. At the end of the day, I want you to plan on the problem, because it's going to happen anyway. There's always some turd getting in the way or trying to take it away from you. But if you got your safety credit in the line of defense, you can see it, believe it, and go get it every day. Never bring the pain home ever again. So remember, 2020, all right, we got 13 working days left. That's it. To get everything done today, get it to you, sign it, and go send it away. 2021, January 2nd, that'd be 2 years. That gives you the ability to go after 9 lines of credit, up to $150 without a tax return, by the way, if it's set up the way it needs to be done. So the ultimate goal is the American dream. The American dream for all of us is pretty simple. As we do this today, all right, I want you to understand something right away. The ability, all right, we need to make sure we understand receiving money every month. All right, we got to do this right now. All right, we got to pay our bills, drive a company car, go on a business trip, help other people free up your time. We have the ability to do this now. All right, if we listen and what? We learn. Understand, God gave me the ability to master the rules and the tools. I pray you're listening today, because I want you to master all 20,000 rules. If you got that down, you'd have $1 billion corporation, by the way. Remember, if all you want is me to do is get you an 820 credit score and rebuild your credit and rapid rescore, okay. Today you get half price on Cyber Monday. $5,000 or card too. It's $499 to you. If you want to upgrade it to the starter package for Millionaire, the main thing is classes, tax ID, articles too. Instead of $19.99, half price today is $10,000 of credit, which is $999 to you. The Millionaire in the Making workshop's my favorite one. The ultimate thing is because this one, I like getting the $25,000 of credit. You see, instead of $4,000, what happens next is simple. See, out of that $25,000, I'd like to put $5,000 to you and take the other pieces and put it to corporations and divisions too. So what happens for you is pretty simple. 10 times your investment. So today, not been offered for a long time, $1,999 today to you during the webinar with me. Zell wire deposit. The ultimate goal is you just email Ray@raisecredit.com and you email attention Gina so she knows what you Zelled for, deposited, or wired for too. At the end of the day, we all have to stay safe and strong. The world's readjusting. We got to readjust with it too. Let me be basically what comes together at the end of the day for you. Let us always remember life is a gift from our Father in heaven. God has given us the opportunity to believe and receive. Let us make the best of the day and give thanks in every way. Thank you, Jesus, for one more day. Amen to that. 13 days left. We need names of corporations, divisions, and the pieces today. We've got to make sure we don't run out of time. We don't want to do anything at the last minute. 13 days is not a lot of working days for me or you. So at the end of the day, if you want to call toll-free right now, 800-510-3338, go ahead. All right, the sales team will give you the best price they can. Remember, the price I gave today was during the webinar with me, so they might change it a little bit for you. Never forget, at the end of the day, God loves us all.